Olympian Carrie Tollefson, and today I'm in St. Louis Park, Minnesota at the Lifetime Fitness, getting ready to learn about yoga for runners. So let's get after it.
Well, I think yoga is probably the most exciting thing that anyone can do to just complement any workout of any kind. And it's exciting to do on its own as well, but mostly it's just because of the wonderful benefits, especially for runners, that yoga can bring. Everything from just kind of learning how to calm down the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system and get your body kind of to experience those same feelings that you experience on a really long, wonderful run, but you can do it in a way that allows your body to kind of restore.
So what are you going to show me first?
All right, well, we'll start with just a couple of really nice forward folds. Forward folds are like the runner's favorite and least favorite pose all at the same time, but there's a couple that are really particularly nice for the backs of the legs, the hamstrings and things. So all we're going to do is just start with the feet apart and then softly just come forward and take a little fold here. Oh is right.
Do not look at my knees, they are bad.
So most importantly is that it's okay to bend your knees, and you can keep them as bent as you want to, especially when the backs of those legs get really, really tight. Don't be afraid to bend the knees. And to add to this a little bit, very yoga specific little thing that we do for runners here is just a little variation. We pick up one foot and cross it behind the other. And then you just try to put some equal weight into your feet. And if you still want more and you want to get into that IT band a little bit, you walk your hands over to the other side of your mat. And you're going to start to feel that big stretch all the way down the side body, definitely down the backs of the legs.
Good, Annie.
Yeah, it's a nice one. And then we just bring it back through center and we uncross and recross. The other leg comes behind. Take a minute here. Just try to press down through the bottoms of your feet. Your knees can bend, remember? And then we'll walk the hands over to the other side. And once again, you just get that wonderful sensation, both the hamstrings, a little bit of action for the IT band there, maybe a little psoas as well. Ooh, ooh. And you just stay for as long as you can hack it, and then you come back out. Okay. Good, and from here, we're just gonna take it down to a seat. So go ahead and just step back a little bit. And as we come down, we're gonna lift the heels and just set the knees down. So one of the biggest things that, aside from tightness in the hamstrings that runners experience is sore feet. And so there's a very simple pose we can do here by just reaching back, kind of tucking your pinky toes under, so make sure you can get them under all the way. Okay. And all we're gonna do is just keep those toes tucked and sit back onto the heels a little bit. So you get this nice, wonderful stretch in the bottoms of your feet. This will stay a wonderful sensation for about 30 seconds.
And then it starts to hurt a little bit.
And then it's going to get a little intense, but it's really important that we can find a way to kind of open up that space, especially underneath the toes, where we're just pounding repeatedly.
Yeah, it opens up the plantar.
Absolutely.
A lot of people get plantar fasciitis.
Yeah, so you can just stay here. In the beginning, it might just be for a few moments.
Yep. And
as time goes on, if you can add to it and maybe try to sit for a minute. You can always lift up and put a little something between your heels and your glutes too if sitting back is a little too intense.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you say to work into this though,
yeah,
with your feet.
I mean, I would say, in the beginning, before a run, this is a nice thing to do for just a few moments.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then out of this pose, we can move right into another one, and this is great for the knees. So we're gonna come forward, keep your knees together, but kind of separate your feet behind you a little bit. So this is called Hero's Pose, and all we're gonna do is just try to sit back as much as we can.
No, okay, so your feet are back,
so we're coming
back.
right in between those heels. Now for some of us, this would be a perfect time to just put a little sack of blankets or a pillow or something underneath of there.
Okay.
If you can't sit all the way down, and that's not uncommon in runners, especially people who have any issues with the knees. The reason this pose is so great is because all we're really doing here is creating a tourniquet effect in the knee. So we're shutting down blood flow, and when we release out, all that fresh blood is going to rush in and just sort of re-lubricate those knees, warming up that synovial fluid in there. This is kind of like getting a little oil change for your knees, right?
So the modified version
So
though,
the
would be
modified
to
version
put
would be
something
just to
under
put
your...
something under or to just hold on and stay up.
Okay.
But if you did have a little block or a blanket that you could slide
Yeah.
right underneath, that's perfectly fine. And once again, just stay as long as you're comfortable
Okay.
and then come out. And you'll feel it as we come out of this one now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and just reach one leg back. Put a little weight into your heel. That ought to feel
Can
nice.
handle that one.
Absolutely. This is an easy one. And then switch it out and go to the other side. Reach those toes back.
No, you're breathing. I can hear you
The
now
whole
doing that.
time
So
we're breathing.
what is the, I mean, I know we're trying to get those toxins out and
Sure.
bring new energy in, but how do we do that?
Well, I mean, the breath can change depending on the class that you're in, but most of the time, if you just think about keeping a nice, steady inhale and a nice, deep exhale going, there's no right or wrong with the breath.
Okay.
What we want to do is just promote that calming sensation in the body so that we can get things to open up a little bit.
Okay.
And then last but not least, we'll take runner's favorite pose of all time. So let's start this one on the right side. This is a pose that's called half pigeon. And all we're gonna do is reach back and lift up and swing the shin.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
And then as you come into this pose, you're just gonna take a little bit of time and kind of work your body around. We really just wanna keep the hips as square as we can get them. And you can stay right here and enjoy. This is such a wonderful stretch, especially for the rotators. At the hip. And then if you want to add a little bit for the flexors, which is another really nice tight part on most runners, we just walk it out a little bit and try to rotate that left hip bone down towards your foot.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yep. Just like that. And you can stay and breathe here for as long as it feels comfortable. This one is usually a little easier
Yeah.
to hold on to for longer.
So you're showing us pretty much running specific.
Very
Right
running
now.
specific.
We were
These
to
are-
go to an hour-long class, it gets to be more of a workout because you're doing some core stuff. You're doing
It does, and you know, not in every class.
Yeah.
If you take a slower class, perhaps like a hatha class or a slow flow class or something where the intention is a little bit different, where we really are trying to get deeper in, perhaps a yin class
Okay.
or a restorative. In those types of classes, we would only do about 5 poses.
Oh wow.
5
In
or
that
6
whole hour.
poses just like this, and that's probably the most beneficial for runners, is just to
Okay.
kind of get into those connective tissues, to get deep into the muscles.
Okay.
So let's change it out, and we'll do the other side so that we're not crooked.
Yeah.
And you can always shake it out a little bit in between sides. If you want to lift up, you can always take a downward facing dog and just sink your heels down. This is another one of those great poses that's just going to let you kind of open up the hamstrings, and gravity's doing most of the work for you here. And then left side, here we go. We'll just pull it forward and swing across. Once again, you can take your time and just kind of settle in. Nothing wrong with leaving the chest up. It's perfectly fine variation of the pose if you like this better. And then if you want a little bit more, then just walk it out. Now I'm gonna let you stay right there for a second.
Okay.
And if you enjoy this pose, but really it's just an issue with the knee, you can do the same exact pose. See if I can do this from the side, by just flipping around onto your back, and you just cross an ankle over and lift the other leg up. So it's the same feeling, but there's no pressure on the knee here.
Sure.
Yeah, and for people who really want to get in there deeper, they can hold the back of the thigh or the shin.
Okay.
But it's a good modification for this pose.
Yep. Some people
Yeah,
have
some
issues
people it's just the
kneeling
pressure
on,
on
there.
the knee, and it feels great for the hips, but it's the knee that can't take it, and that's a great way to just eliminate that altogether.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I love this. And
I know.
now, especially the big thing that I want to get across is going maybe to a slow flow or somewhere where you aren't doing so much.
Sure, a slower flow class, or if you get time for a yin, a yin style yoga, or a restorative class. These are all going to be a nice way to just kind of take it down to those bare essential poses and be able to hold them for a number of breaths until you really feel the body open up.
Is it better to stay away from the hot yogas as a runner who's...
I don't think that you have to stay away from them. I just think that you should know what you're getting into. Some of the hot vinyasa classes are a wonderful format, but they are going to be a little bit more high intensity.
Yes.
So if you're looking for something that's not as high intensity as your run, try a slower flow or a yin class for sure.
Perfect. Thanks,
Yeah,
Annie.
You're welcome.
Thanks for joining me at the Lifetime Fitness, where I officially became a yogi. And remember to get after it.